Hi, staff and friends. This is Nancy Thompson of Create with Nancy, and I welcome you today to my channel. I'm an independent demonstrator in Skaneateles, New York, and I have, if you struggle with guide cards, then today is all for you. You are going to love having some great ideas that are easy to do to get ready for Father's Day or those mail cards you may be needing throughout the year. So if you're joining in, say hello. And again, if you're new to my channel, I'm Nancy Thompson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Central New York, which is in Skaneateles. And I welcome Stella. Hello, Stella. How are you doing? Welcome. It's a little chilly here today. We had the door open earlier and I'm like, I gotta shut this. It's just like, I almost want to turn the heat on, you know? Hi, Betty. Welcome. And Shirley, hello, hello. And thanks everyone, for all the kind comments last week. While I was away, last week quilting with some friends of mine. We were at a retreat center and I got 3 glorious days of doing some quilting. So that was a really good time together. So hi, Elaine, welcome, and Colleen. Oh, Colleen, I'm glad to see you're here. That's good to see you here. And Kathy, and oh, it's almost 90 degrees there, Stella. I think we might get that kind of maybe Saturday. It's gonna be warm here Saturday, so that warm air is headed our way, I think. So how many of you struggle with guide cards? So in this year's new catalog, there's the He's the Man. I forgot to look it up in the catalog for you guys so I can point it out. But yes, there's He's the Man designer paper and suite. I guess I want to call it a suite. Let me just look for it here in the catalog. There we go. It's on page 78 and 79 of your annual catalog if you have one. Yeah, it's a suite. So He's the Man suite. So if you struggle with guys, you're going to love today. Plus, did anybody figure out my post about what kind of new tool accessory I'm going to show you guys today? Yeah, I love it. And I've been having fun using it. So yes, there's a new tool accessory that's available in the annual catalog, and I don't want to be a sleeper item for you guys, so that you see the benefits of using it. Okay, so and just to give a hint, we used it in my stamp club this past Saturday, so any of my stamp club members, you know what it is. So but you don't have to give it away yet. Okay, so Elaine, it's cloudy here. Yes, it's a good, the sun's been out, but it's kind of a little bit chilly. I mean, not bad. So anyways, okay, so let's get started, so we can all keep getting on with our day. Let me open this back up to the catalog, okay? Hi, Anne, welcome. Here we go. So here is the 2022 to 2024 annual catalog. It's got this beautiful Hugh's Happiness designer paper on it, which I haven't really showcased with you guys yet. It's coming. But I just figured we've still got some time before Father's Day. This is a great time to get a Father's Day card ready, so that you're ready, okay? You've got time to order the paper and create some easy, simple cards, okay? So He's the Man. So they have, there's a stamp set and there's a set of dies, kind of like an untraditional set of dies. And what I love is they really give you some great ideas on how, for ideas on using this designer paper as well, okay? And so if the words don't really resonate with you, I'm gonna show you the die set, and that might as just the using it as a standalone die set. Okay, so let's look at Let's look at the die set or the stamp set. So there is, if you need a Father's Day, there is a great Father's Day words in here. Well, just even holy smokes, you're amazing. That could still, work for a birthday as well. Even hello, handsome. Maybe you want to send your favorite guy, a little love note, and to the man who does everything. Every once in a while, you just need to let that guy know that he is everything, And of course, there's a great birthday one. Happy birthday to a classic, together for the long haul. And then just every day with you is another adventure. So really kind of a a unique stamp set. And then let's look at these dies. So it's really, let's go back to the stamp set. So this one here has got just kind of like a subtle scalloped edge to it, okay? We'll be able to see that shortly. And that's meant to kind of like go over these here. Yeah, it'll work with this one as well, okay? And then definitely this one will fit on the holy smokes and hello, handsome, okay? But these are also great label dies, okay? And we've got some flags. This is a great one as well to with some skinny words in there. And obviously this is going to fit on here. You could have it on here as well, the Happy Father's Day. And it even could go on here, and then maybe you have some embellishment or something down below. Lots and lots of choices, okay? And then they have like these flag things here that are great for embellishing. I mean, just kind of envision, where these, it could be like a flag, like ribbon, okay? Hanging, obviously you'd want to do like the opposite, kind of like, like a medal. So just lots of great ideas using these. And then these are really cool. We're going to use these today, okay, as well. And then I love this decorative label. Oh, I think there's a lot of words that we have in our stamp library that would fit this style. It's just a fancy type label, okay? Because I'm missing that everyday label punch. And this would definitely take up the slack for that. Missing that one. So the dies are kind of cool if you don't like the stamp set. It's just something to kind of keep in mind. Okay, so the other thing we are using today is, yeah, I am using it, is Go-To Greetings. This is a new greeting set in the catalog as well. They've kind of pulled, we have used these words in the past, but these are all new and these are new as well. So if we've got fancy, kind of semi-fancy, and then these are just, they're a little fancy, but just generic enough too. But I like having the different size fonts as well. Yes, first place award, that would be perfect, Gal. You are on it. Good idea. Well, I was late coming in, Gal. I for some reason I had to reset my password, and the password I had didn't work, so I had to reset it. So, hi Janet, welcome. Thanks for joining in. Okay, so those are the words and stuff that we're using today. And then let's look at our He's the Man designer paper. So what I love about it, this is, the top row is one side of our designer paper, and the bottom row is the reverse. So if you didn't like some of these images, then you can be rest assured that there's another design on the back side that will work for whatever card that you would like. So, okay. And I'm just kind of finding my page here. Let's see. Okay, and then what else is great is there's 5 sheets, there's 5 designs, okay, 5 double-sided designs, and then we have these die-cut images. So you get 2 sheets of these die-cut images, which are really cool. And if you love this, I have a paper share that you get half a package, so you're going to get 1 sheet of this, and then the 5 designs of paper. So there's information on my blog if you'd like to look at it further. I'm pretty sure I've got it up there. If not, you can message me and I'll gladly send you the information. So I simply, when I took my one sheet and I just popped out all my die cut images so I wouldn't lose them and not kind of floating around in my designer paper bag. Okay, so first card is, let's start out with our tool, okay? Hey Patty, yes, I figured you would like this sheet. So we are going to start pulling the stamp cut and emboss machine, okay? And anybody figure out the tool yet? We are going to talk about, I didn't think about showing it in the catalog. Let me just grab the catalog here. And because we've been waiting for this for a while. So on page 157, it's our magnetic cutting plate, okay? It was supposed to be ready last year and wasn't, but it's finally ready. This is for the standard size machine. The mini magnetic plate is coming. So if you struggle with using your dies, having this magnetic plate can make a huge difference in helping you cut your items. So the magnetics, the small ones aren't ready. So here is our magnetic plate, okay? It is plate number 5, and on the top is like this self-healing type mat, and then the whole back side, if you look in the middle, this black part is total magnetic, okay? Maybe some of you have this magnetic plate from our previous machine, magnetic platform. This one, the plate is, that's why we always had the dies jumping around, because the magnetic is not all the way across the plate. There's just like little circles. And in fact, you can probably see now that I'm looking at it, you can see the indentations. There's like little tiny circles, like one here, you know, or where the circles are. So that's why there was always jumping around on the plates, okay? Because they were just kind of counteracting each other with the polarization, okay? But this one is all one big huge sheet metal magnet. So it makes it easier for the dies to stick to, okay? So we're going to use these two. I want to show you guys how it works. So it is platform number 1. And if you've already ordered this and have it, just know that directions in it are wrong. They made a mistake in it. And going forward, all the new plates will have the directions, okay? So it's plate 1, plate 5, which is the magnet, and then plate number 3, okay, which mine's not labeled. This is an old style plate, but it's plate number 3. It's the clear cutting plate, okay? So we're simply going to, let me grab some cardstock here. We're going to cut out a couple of these. Oh, and the other thing, see how it's important that to get the longest life use out of your plate here is to keep moving your images around, okay? Don't always be cutting in the same spot. Obviously, if you have big things, that's one thing. But just kind of keep moving your items to a different area of your machine so it gets the best die cutting, okay? Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to just simply put this on top, okay? And hopefully I'm not going to shake the table too much for you guys. Looking forward to yes, when they're ready. It's going to be a little bit longer, I think. I'm going to just backtrack it out. I just want to make sure those little ones get cut all the way through. They have been doing it one through, but we'll just make it easy. So look how nice it cut those items out, okay? So, in fact, let me just kind of save those as well, okay? some of them because we might use those on a project. Okay. All right. So what do you guys think of the magnetic plate? Who has gotten one already? Anybody? Okay. Let's look at this label here. It has a debossed edge. Look at that edge. Remember we would do that with the dies? We would kind of put this over it and then take like our stylus tool, which, do I have one here? I think that's the plate. Remember we would like, yes, where's my brush? I don't see my brush here. Anyways, I don't have a stylus tool, but pretend this is a stylus tool. And we'd take the stylus tool around the inside to get that embossed edge. So, yes, Elaine, you do need to order the magnetic plate. You're going to love it. Okay, but look how nice it did die cut, and these will just poke right out, and we've got some really cool die cut pieces. Okay, aren't those kind of different? You need kind of like, I don't know, Aztec-y type look to it. Okay, all right, so let's just set those aside and move this out of the way. Okay, let's get making our cards. So we are starting with some early espresso ink, and I've already adhered my designer paper. So this is a great layout for you guys. So the designer paper is 3 inches by 4 inches. Simple, isn't that? And then our cardstock mat is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So really, really easy measurements to remember, and a really great classic design. Okay. All right. Oh, you know what? I forgot to cut cardstock. Yeah, crazy day here. It's always like when I'm gonna blame it on Mary Pat whenever she comes by. I just get out of sync, you know, doing stuff. Okay, I thought of it earlier and then time went on by. Okay, so we are going to, I've already folded my cardstock, and I'm looking at my, and I have just a 3/4 inch strip of early espresso as well. Okay, and I'm gonna find some glue here. So we're gonna adhere this with a little bit of Tombow glue. So we're gonna make one card using like the stamps that are in it, okay? And then we're gonna make another card. So if you don't have the stamps and dies, I think, well, I guess you need the dies because I use the dies on the other card. So we're gonna take our label and we're gonna stamp Happy Father's Day on here with early espresso. Now if you had a Stamparatus, where'd my, did I throw that away? Here we go. If this was a bigger piece of paper and you had a Stamparatus, you could easily kind of, you know, use this in your Stamparatus and then just kind of set your label in there, line up your stamp, okay, and then use your Stamparatus to stamp this just in case you don't get a good image, okay? We're going to try our best to get a good image, okay? I'm going to look at my stamp to make sure it's inked up properly. Okay, that looks good. But always, like, I've got a little bit of ink on the edge here, so I'm going to just be careful not to overstamp, not to rock it, I guess. All right. I'm going to press and hold because crumb cake is, it's a little bit rougher piece of cardstock. So, oh, that came out pretty good. So I want time for that ink to absorb into the cardstock, and having a juicy, you know, fairly juicy ink pad really helps where you've taken the time to make sure you've got enough ink on your stamp. But that actually came out good. Look at that. And it looks pretty darn straight, if I can say so. Okay, so what's our next step? Okay, so we are going to take, I'm going to take we're going to take 2 of these here, and I'm going to poke these out here. If you have like your piercing tool, and you could use that, or your scissor tips, whatever works for you. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to just simply add a little bit of glue. I'm getting close to the end here. To the center of those diamonds, and then just try to dot just really lightly in a couple of these other places. Okay, so we are going to, how much do I need this? I think like that will be good. Let me just double check because we're going to cover it up. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, that's okay if that's flapping in the breeze there because it's going to get hidden. And then just really dab really lightly. I've got a lot of glue coming out of that. And it's okay if these overlap a little bit. Okay, so we've got our embellishment in the middle. We're going to just kind of hide that a little bit. Okay, so let's pull in some dimensionals, which I didn't grab. So there's always a stash on my desk. Okay. Took me a couple days to recover from last week too, but I know I'm way behind on my blogging as well, so hopefully I'm going to catch up here with that pretty soon. I probably should have had this up a little bit higher, but that's okay. All right, so we've got kind of like the makings of a card. Before we close up the Early Espresso, we're simply going to take this stamp and create a background on our card base. Okay, so you don't always need designer paper. Your stamps work just as well. So let's just completely, it's okay if it overlaps too. Okay, I like the richness of the Early Espresso. Look at that. Doesn't that look kind of sweet? And then we're going to just take this and add some dimensionals to it. So let's just add some dimensionals. And so does anybody send out Father's Day cards or mail cards? You know, do you send out a lot of mail birthday cards or anything? So you could easily have made this into a birthday card as well. And then just simply add this. So classic layout design. 3 by 4 inch piece of designer paper for 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 cardstock, and then just figure out what kind of embellishment to put in the middle. So we're going to add some of these rustic metallic adhesive dots. These are one of the new embellishments in our catalog, and they're kind of like a burnished brass. Okay, that they are. So let's just add a few of these here. Okay, and then another one down here. Okay, just that little bit of embellishment ties it in. And of course, I would finish it off with a layer of, this is Sahara sand, and probably, I don't know, I might use vanilla. Or white would be fine as well. Or I could even do Cajun craze. Cajun craze and white might be okay. All right, so let's, what are we going to do on the envelope? Let's see. Let's just stamp this, this stamp on here. Okay, we'll just do that. All right. And we have a sweet Father's Day card. Okay, Jane catching me late. Hey Deb, welcome. And Jane, she sends out birthday cards to her longtime guy friends and uncle and brother. So very simple and easy card. Okay, let me show you what else you can do using the designer paper and the labels in it. Okay, so obviously it looks kind of similar to what I just did, right? And then here I used one of the labels in here. Hope your day is a grand adventure. you know, and then I just accented with, I used that same strip, and then had one of these die cuts as an accent and some of those rustic adhesives. Yeah, what do they call them? Rustic metallic adhesive dots. Okay, so there's that one. Let me just kind of smooth this stuff out of the way so you guys can see these. Okay, I'll just set that aside. So here's this one with you. I'm never lost. Okay, using one of the die cuts. So there's lots of great, you know, you could do this with all those different die cuts in the package. Now this, I use the stamp, and there's that scallop, subtle scallop die, and it does leave like a little bit of an embossed circle in the middle. Okay, so simple and easy, and I only just use the two, one in the center, so 3 of the metallic dots there. And then here we had to get that car in there. You're a classic. Okay, and just simple again, you know, and I didn't even add like any of this in there. I didn't like the way it looked. I don't know, I just couldn't figure it out. So it took me a while to figure out these cards. I played around and kept looking what looked good. So all right, Cajun Craze. Yes, I haven't used that in a while. I had to go find my Cajun Craze ink pad. I don't know, it was like somewheres. Okay, so there's card number 1. Okay, all right, card number 2. Now this we're gonna just, I guess we are using kind of the die set and the stamps, I guess, but none of the label stuff. So you could improvise. Okay, if you had a different stamp set, you could kind of do the same concept and so on. All right, so we are gonna use I need to clean my stamp here. Okay, yep, we're going to use Soft Succulent for our card base. Okay. Let me just make sure this is dry. I like to make sure that's dry. So, I love this Soft Succulent. I think it's one of my favorite, you know, last year's in colors. Okay, so we are going to, well, let's ink the background before we get started. Okay, so we're going to kind of do the same thing. Completely ink your background, and you want to make sure when you're doing this that your ink pad isn't dry. Okay, so just otherwise you're not going to get a great. I'll show you the sample at the end, and you can see I had to, this one wasn't inked up very well, so I had to re-ink it, and you're going to see a difference. Okay, all right, so we've got our background created. So let's just pop that close. We're going to need espresso, and next we're going to create our focal point. Okay, so this time I don't care for this one here with the ties. This is not my husband for sure, or any guy that I know of. So, but I do like this kind of this check pattern. It's got stitching boxes with kind of like Cajun Craze stitches. So let's add some glue here and glue these two together. Here we go. Okay. So today, all this week, Stampin' Up! Has been celebrating all the trip achievers because our trip was canceled and they're just doing it virtually. So we've been having these little mini sessions all week, and we've had one earlier today. So that was fun to see other demonstrators join in together. So it's been fun. Okay, so this is our new, and I gotta get the roll out to make sure I get the name right. Natural Finish Ribbon. It's like this linen, it's like a linen ribbon, and it's just very soft. I haven't tied a bow with it yet. I've only used it this way. So this is 5 inches of ribbon, And we're going to just fold it in half so we can flag the end, okay? And this is where you want to make sure you got a nice pair of sharp scissors, okay? And you go from the fold up to make a point, okay? So you see here it's folded, and I'm just going up to make a point. And look at that, I got a really nice dovetail there, okay? So now to attach a ribbon, it's always great to use either like tear tape, or I'm going to use the seal, either seal or seal plus. So I'm just simply going to run a length of seal on here, and just figure out about where you want. Be careful, it does like fray easily. Wherever you want it to place, okay? Now I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to secure the back with some more seal, okay? And just add that. All right, so we've got our ribbon attached. All right, okay, so next we are going to take, I'm going to take one of these here, and I'm going to poke it out, poke all these extra pieces out. Remember I saved all these Cajun ones? Well, we're going to use those in just a minute. So let's poke out these soft succulent ones. And we're going to get a totally different look here, okay? So what I'm going to do is, the colors are just great. I just use, Jane says she loves the colors chosen, and I simply use the colors that are suggested on the designer paper. So it makes it so simple. Stampin' Up! Does all the work for us. I'm going to, on one of these open ones, add some adhesive on the back. Okay. And we're going to take, hopefully, oh, I forgot to die cut something. So we're going to take this, and we're going to cut out one of these diamonds, okay? So it's just another way to get a little creative here and think about stuff. And then I'm going to simply, hopefully, put it in the middle. Okay, probably got some glue. Okay, can you guys see what I did there? Okay, so I laid it on the back side in the middle. All right, looks a little crooked. So it's just really giving it a totally different look, don't you think? Okay, so then what am I doing next? Okay, so then we're going to put this onto our card, okay? And you know what? Maybe we're going to add a couple more things. Let's do our cutting now, and we'll be done with it. So let's, I had to think about what this is going to do. Okay, and you can cut off as many little things. I'm going to leave on these two top antennas. I'm going to call them antennas, okay? So I've got, I don't know if you guys can see these. So it's got like these little antennas up here, okay, that I'm going to leave on. All right, so let's pull out a silicone mat here. This is great to keep your work surface clear. So I guess I should put it on the backs of these. And I've got glue on my fingertips. So let's just be really easy on your glue, okay? You don't want to be excessive with it. I'm not even like squeezing the tube. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfectly over. You just really want to make sure that you've got, oh yeah, I'm glad I did that. Okay, now I'm going to set these kind of like in between. I'm using my scissor tips here. You get creative, right? So, all right. So, what a difference that makes, right, guys? I mean, of course, this one's not all popped out, but what a difference. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me go like this. Total difference, don't you think? Adding this hint of color to it. Okay, so let's just add this to our card front now. Get some more glue on here. Put some in the middle of our diamonds. And maybe a couple little dots down at the bottom. And we'll just add it onto here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to pull in a strip of crumb cake and a strip of early espresso, our next things. So we're going to stamp a greeting on that. So we're going to pull out that happy birthday from that Go Together. Is that the name of the set? I think that's what it was. Go To Greetings. Okay. So let's grab our early espresso. And so is anybody loving these cards? If you are, give me a heart or a thumbs up to let me know if you like these. So let's use the grid paper while it's here and get our cardstock lined up. And hopefully I'm going to stamp. I felt like I rocked it, but we'll see. Okay, looks pretty darn good. Good enough for me. Let's close this up. And so I'm going to, sometimes this takes a minute to dry too, okay? So just be mindful of that, okay, and careful. So here's the happy birthday at the top. So I'm going to just add a little bit of glue up along this top edge along here, okay? And then I'm going to just lay this down however much you want to show. I just really wanted a hint of this espresso to show, okay? And then we'll turn it over and we're going to add some dimensionals to this. And sometimes catch the edge of this cardstock, okay? And then, so really, if you could really use this same concept with many different stamp sets, designer paper, you know, whatever. So pretty much you just really need like a focal point, okay? It could be a flower cutout, whatever. You could have a different type of ribbon, you know, as long as you can just kind of go with a strip. It don't even really need ribbon. I mean, the first card was just the strip with the embellishment. So just think about what you have on hand. But if you love He's the Man, it's a great time to order it and make some guy cards while you're motivated, because all the patterns in it are just really wonderful for that. They're warm and they're rich. Rich patterns. So, okay, I think I got them all. So we're simply going to put this onto here, and I don't know, I didn't add any, but I guess we could add some. I'm not sure if they're going to show up. So, maybe just, yeah, I guess they will. Let's just add a couple up here. Okay, and that's what you got, everybody. So simple and easy. You see the difference? Just adding that subtleness just kind of gives that thing a whole new look. It looks so much better in person. All right, let me show you my other designs. Well, those are those. Using these, you can see. And here's a little tip. I just keep, like, if I'm die cutting, I'm going to put all this stuff into here. Anything extra, you know, as I'm working with stuff. I had, because when I was designing cards, I had all these different colored strips to to use in my cards. So I just kind of, they're the colors of the suite, and I'll put this with my designer paper. So when I make a card again, I've already got to start on what I need to do. So let me show you the difference in re-inking. You guys see the difference? This one here is a little lighter, and then I re-inked it over on the left. So the right one is before re-inking, and then so the top one is before, and this is after re-inking. It just makes it stand out a little bit more. But you're going to have to test it out on a piece of scrap or whatever to see if your ink pad needs re-inking. Okay, so let's look at some other designs here. So we can move this out of the way. So here is a design. So I just simply added some of those brown, just some brown diamonds there in the center. I'll have to go back and add some embellishments too, okay? This one I kind of did the same thing, but it's different matte layers and everything, so it just gives it a little different look. This one's my favorite, I think. I love this color combination. Sahara Sand with the soft succulent. So there's that one. And then finally, here's this one. This one's got Sahara Sand diamonds on this one. So really, pretty much, here is the same layout, but by adding these strips and the simple design element, you could easily create something with just the designer paper. So I did, so here's these two, but I used a different background if we're looking at the designer paper. And let's see, here's this one here with the designer paper. And then let's see, I think, what one did I flip? So here's these two right here. And then this one, I flipped the back side. I think that's the one. I'm looking for my paper here. Let's see, is that the flip side? Yes, it is. These are front and back together. So I like this pattern too. So it was hard to choose which one was better. Okay. All right. So I hope you enjoyed it and you loved and start thinking of making some great die cards. Okay. Not so much sloppy typing. I may have to get this sweet, Bev says. I love how I'm showcasing it. Thanks, Bev. Yeah, you just, you know, I don't know, you just play with it, right? Isn't that what you do? It's just kind of create. So, yes, the dies really add to the cards, but not necessarily. You can kind of like look through your things too if you're on a budget and see what stuff you have and just get the designer paper. So oh, I love all the hearts. Thanks, guys. So if you're new to my channel, welcome, and I encourage you to, if you're on YouTube, subscribe to my channel and ring that bell as well. And I'm here every Wednesday at 3 p.m. for a live, either on Facebook or YouTube. So come join me again next week. I'm not sure what I'm making yet, but I'm hoping the next couple of days have some designing time so I can create some more creativity for you guys. Hey, Cheryl, welcome. So if you love this stuff and you have a huge wish list, now is a perfect time to get the starter kit. To join and be part of the Stampin' Up! Family. It's $99 for $125 worth of product, and you receive the 5 new ink colors and for ink pads as a bonus in your kit, as well as some assorted cardstock, designer paper, and some in color grid paper as well. So if you need more information and would like to help or to get you started, and if you need to purchase anything, here is my May host code as well. You can go to my online store and place an order for any product that you may have. So Gail Burke says, she says the starter kit is so worth it. Yes, it is. It's a fabulous deal. And who knows if there will be one as good as it is right now. So I'm saying this is probably going to be the best deal of the year, in my opinion. But because there's over $66.50 more cents that's included in your kit, as well as free shipping and a paper pumpkin kit. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll look forward to seeing you all next week here at 3 p.m. Hopefully 3 p.m. Anyway, so, okay, have a fabulous week, and let's get creative. Bye-bye.